Hello there, my name is Kimberly Wilson of Tranquility Du Jour blog and podcast, and welcome to episode 8 of Tea with Kimberly. So today I wanted to share my top 3 tips on having a more tranquil start to your day. All right, so number 1 is plan ahead. The night before, I like to review my agenda so I know what is coming up in the morning. Do I need to be on? Is it a quick start getting out the door? Do I have a more leisurely stroll? And this helps me know what to expect the next day. Another thing with planning ahead is setting out an outfit. So some of you may have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. The studies show that we wear about 20% of what we have. Now, I tend to wear what's called a uniform, meaning I'm always in black Tranquility clothing, which is my locally sewn eco-friendly clothing line. And what's great about it is everything mixes and matches, super easy, and clearly black goes with black. And so for me, I can kind of switch up the look by adding a scarf or adding an accessory of sorts or switching shoes or adding additional layers. And that takes me from yoga to dance class to seeing clients to an evening meeting, right? So thinking about for you, how can you plan ahead the next day by setting things out and getting yourself set up? Another thing is maybe even making your morning breakfast the night before, particularly something like chia seed pudding or steel cut oats. You can make that the night before and then it's all set and ready for you. All right, number 2 is leave extra time and space, right? Because there's always that extra thing that happens. Maybe you get like an emergency text message, or you have a flat tire, or your dog needs extra attention around something, or you can't find something you need for your morning meeting. So having that extra time and space just allows us to not go into the day quite so frazzled. All right, so number 3 is create a morning routine. So a morning routine can look like maybe you wake up, you go to the gym, maybe you go to a yoga class, maybe you do some gentle stretching at home, maybe a little bit of meditation, maybe you make some tea, maybe you feed your dogs, you feed your kids, you feed yourself. The idea behind it for the morning routine, though, is how can you set the day up in a way that you're focusing on as much input as possible, meaning you are maybe reading, you're learning, you're exercising, you're doing the things that really matter most to you before you go into a day that is all about output. So I encourage you not to start the day by picking up your phone to see what other people want from you. Start the day with what you want and what you need. So there's this thing called decision fatigue. And as the day goes on, it's like a muscle. We're working out at the gym, our muscles get fatigued. So does our ability to make decisions. There's this really interesting New York Times article about this and judges granting parole. And they granted 70% parole in the morning versus 10% in the afternoon. So they base that on the fact that the judges are just exhausted by the end of the day and you can't take in all the facts anymore. So the thing too is to start your morning by doing things that nourish and nurture your creative spark or your bigger dreams. Because what happens is by the end of the day, we're tired and we may not make time or space for it. Okay, so number 1 is plan ahead. Number 2, leave a little extra time and space. And then number 3 is create a morning routine that works for you. So wishing you tranquil mornings ahead. Don't forget the tea, and thanks for watching.